What's up, guys? Are we live? Let me see if I can refresh this to make sure we're good to go. I'm not coming out, or make sure my sound is good. That's like the number one thing before we get everything started. So, okay, it looks like we're good right now. What's up, everybody? What's up, Jose? What's up? Plenty of people. Let's see the live chat. We can say what's up too. Anybody find anything worth mentioning from Ross, at least in the last week or so? Let me know in the live chat. We'll talk about that. Strictly today, we're going to be talking about sourcing at Ross and what you can find, um, going section by section pretty much. And I can tell you there's pretty much every single section you can find something there that you can either resell or trade or something there. So, all right, let's say what's up to everybody. Sorry, I don't know how to say your name. Rakin Fayez. Hi, Michael. Hi, Will's vlogs and things. What's up? Sounds good from Michael. Thanks. And what's up from the Netherlands? Message KL. Hopefully, I'm saying your name right. What's up? And let's see. Found some Kobe Elite 9 High. A lot of stuff about Kobe Elite. So yeah, I think a lot of people find some Kobe. I forgot what the actual name was, but they're like the orange, green, brown, I guess, kind of mixed in there. Ray Bueno, what's up? I haven't seen Ray. He comments on a lot of my videos. He finds some pretty good stuff at Burlington. See what he's up to. Let's see. SB High Dunks, Cali. What's up to? Let's see. What else is there on here? I'm trying to go through all of them. Let's see. Where are we? C's G's, what's up, man? Pure Groove, what's good? Gucci Boy, hey. Rules for Rebels, subbing your channel, what's up? Michael found my wife at Ross, thank you. So, all right. I think, let's see, a couple of things. First off, I just wanted to say thanks to everybody that has sent me an email or message or something. I just went through like my Instagram messages and stuff, and I it's like a totally different thing with the requested messages. Like I didn't even check any of that stuff, and now I got to go back like to a bunch of messages and say what's up to a lot of people and answer their questions. So if you sent me anything, sorry. I'm trying to get back to everybody. Same thing through email. Thank you for everybody that has sent me anything or questions or said what's up, anything. Appreciate it. And I like getting those emails that people have found something, they resold it, made some money off of it, or you found something at Ross thrift stores, anything like that. And also a lot of emails from people just saying that I don't know, I guess they like that just being myself pretty much, that they tried contacting different YouTubers or other, I don't know, hustlers, resellers, and I guess they don't respond, or I don't know. There's a lot of, I can tell you that there's a lot of people's egos are like super high, high and mighty right now on YouTube for some weird reason that I guess people forget about subscribers or don't even want to say what's up to anybody or respond or something. But I'll get back to you. I try to respond to everybody that I can through messaging or Gmail or anything like that. So hustlerhacks1@gmail.com if you want to contact me and I'll answer your question or something. So let's see. Ray found what spring stock showing up at Burlington and Marshall, slow but steady. No high-end soccer cleats yet. But I saw some Adidas and Messi cleats today at Marshall's. So my Burlington hasn't gotten anything in a good while. Like I keep checking every single week. I don't see anything new. And it's kind of weird though, because you see like the empty spots that they're supposed to be restocking. They haven't got anything new yet. So hopefully they'll get something. Same thing with Marshalls. I think it's just been the same old stuff. Haven't seen anything new there. A lot of LeBron 12s going on clearance because I think they originally had them at like $100. Now they're going to like 69 range, 79 range, but even then it's still pretty pricey for those, since it looks like, I don't know, Ross, Marshalls, all those just flooded with LeBron 12s and KD 8s, and a lot of the same stuff that I think I've seen like on Instagram and even in my own store. So it's Ethan. Hey, what's up? College picker digging the workbench. Hardcore sneaker rehab going on back there. That's actually what I use for my pictures for eBay, and it's been pretty good, I guess, so far. I don't know how everybody else has been doing. I think last weekend, the I don't know, for some weird reason, President's Day weekend or something, eBay was on fire for some reason. The last 2 days or so, it's been a little slower, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, even into Monday, it was crazy with how much stuff was selling, I think, on eBay for I think like a lot of people too, in different Facebook groups. I think a lot of people have been selling pretty good, especially last weekend. Saying what's up to Jose. Saying Source Guy. How do you determine which platform to list on? Do you cross post on all, then delete the listing when it sells? I used to do that when it came to like jerseys, because I was doing like Etsy, Craigslist, and eBay all at once. And it only happened one time where it actually sold on eBay, and then on Etsy I left it on there, and then it sold on Etsy. So I just ended up shipping out the one on eBay, and then just told, unfortunately, the person on Etsy that I didn't have it in stock anymore. But kind of learning about that, you got to be real quick on each platform if you're going to be cross listing. But it is like the best way to get rid of products. At least try to do it as quickly as possible, since you have it across the board. So yeah, I have done that a couple of times. James, what's up? Kevin, what's up? Um, let's see. Fig915 is in the house, so asking me where I've been. I actually went to the swap meet this Saturday. Saw his car there, but I didn't see you, Fig915. But I did see your car out there. I found a couple of jerseys, but I didn't find any video games or anything like that. Let me go back. When do you go to Ross and around what times? I try to go as many times as possible. Like if you have any lunch break and it's somewhat in your area, go. If you go right after work, I would try to go anytime that you can. I do think, though, that the weekends, at least that I've heard and someone experienced, that they probably don't have restocking different things during the weekend. So I would probably go during the week as many times as possible. I've seen them restock like sometimes right at noon when I've gone during lunchtime. Other times they'll have just like their I know you guys have seen it. It's like a big gray black crate type thing, and they have like all the shoes in there. That's like the best time to go when they're like fully restocking. But usually during the day, during the week, it's probably the best time to go. Thrifts for Kicks. How long have you been doing YouTube? I think I started like 4 or 5 years ago, and then I did it pretty good, pretty consistent, maybe like one video a week or so, just about the shoes. Nothing about eBay or anything like that. It was just like shoes that I find at Ross. I did that, and then I quit for like 2 years because I just didn't have like the computer to do it. I didn't have the time to do it. I just got caught up with work stuff, and then finally I got serious about it like a year and a half ago, more or less. Got serious about it, and I was like, for sure, I got to put out content every single week. So that's how long I've been doing that. Rules for Rebels. What's the deal with Etsy? I'm not that familiar. Does stuff need to be handmade? No. So Etsy, you can pretty much sell anything if it's like vintage items. I think it's like 1990 and earlier, or 1998 and earlier, I think, something like that. So you can sell like vintage items, so jerseys, snapbacks, starter jackets, all of that stuff. You can sell that on Etsy, and they sell for better, higher money compared to eBay. but of course you're gonna get way more views on eBay compared to Etsy. But you'll get higher money if you're a little bit patient enough. What's up? Let's see. DRAM, what's up? Fig 915, we're looking for you. I don't know what happened. Jose 915 in the house, yes sir. Let's see. Ray Buena, seeing how successful top eBay sellers are, do you try to list as many items as possible on eBay? Well, I think that the more you list, the better. I mean, you have a better chance of just selling something every single day. So I try to do as many as I can. I know I got like a little stuck there when I was doing the merch by Amazon, like going 100% in that. So I was kind of like slacking a little bit on the eBay stuff. But now I'm trying to do some at least every day or two. I want to list at least 5-10 items. But the more you have, the better. I'm doing a logo for this guy. I think he's on Instagram, 10K on eBay, I think. So his goal is to try to get to 10,000 listings on eBay. So I think right now he's at like 1,200 or something. Like, imagine how much work that is. Like, that's gonna take a while to do and a lot of storage because you're gonna have to put like a lot of stuff away. I think he has a whole thing set up like in his garage, like numbered, like little aisles or something. Like, I don't know. That's gonna be crazy to list 10,000 items. So I don't know, crazy. Let's see. Going back. College Picker, 20 years, so 1997 as of right now. So yeah, 1997 and earlier on Etsy if you want to sell any of that stuff. Caden, I found a lot of Kobe 10s at Ross, but they're never my size. Shake my head. Yeah, to find your size is like rare. Like I usually find either size 9 apparently is like super popular, or you'll get like those super huge gigantic sizes like 15, 16, 17, 18. Like those are always there and they're always like, 29. I think I saw one, not Kobe's, but different shoe. It went down to clearance to like $2. It was a size 17 Under Armour shoe or something, and I guess it just been sitting there for like way too long. But they get a lot of those huge sizes, so it's kind of crazy. Let's see, Mr. Sadie. I still have the Detroit Red Wing hockey jacket. Appreciate your help on it, but can't give it away. That just totally did. I know we looked at that one quite a bit. Like I think you showed me the listing for that Red Wings jacket, and it's quite of a long time ago. And then now that winter is coming to an end, it's already getting hot and stuff. At least spring, summer, it's gonna take even longer, I think. So I might have to consider, I guess, the price, and see if that helps. But we had some pretty good pointers on there. I think the title and pictures, all that stuff was good. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see about those. James says that just me, or every time I see some real heat at Ross, it's like a size 20, which is what we just talked about, those huge sizes. Ray says, thanks. I refuse to sell on Amazon because they have so many restrictions on brands I like to sell, which is true because I know a lot of people ask me like eBay or Amazon, how do I know where to sell it? And on Amazon, you're going to probably be restricted on, like a lot of the stuff that you can sell on eBay. If you're looking at Adidas, Nike, those type of brands, you can't sell them on Amazon. They're very strict when it comes to that stuff. Even right off the bat, if you sign up for Amazon, I think you can only sell very basic stuff, like toys, some video games, things like that. But they're not gonna let you go right off the bat into clothing and other things like that. So eBay is really probably your best bet to just start selling things in general, because you're not gonna have any restrictions or anything like that. So let's see, Cardell King, which is the best Ross to hit up in El Paso? Personally, I would go to the Ross by Bassett Center. That's where I found those cleats, that $120 cleat video that keeps getting some hits. I would go there. That one seems to have gotten a lot of random stuff. I think it's like also like the biggest one too. I think the smallest Ross that we have is like that West Side one by Sunland Park. That one's super small. I hardly go to that one. I mostly go to the one Bassett Center. That's where I found the Jordan 6s and the Olympic 6s and the I think What else did I find there? I find a lot of good stuff at that one. I would just go to that one for sure. Let's see. He better have dependable staff to list. Ray Buena and also Abe Bebe says 10,000 listings challenge accepted. 10,000 listings is going to be insane. So I'm kind of interested to see once he gets to that point. Rules for Rebels is a pain to keep track of purchases for tax purposes with arbitrage making so many purchases. You have a strategy. I write everything down. I put it into a full Google form thing that I have on my Google Drive. I'm actually going to share that hopefully next month on the live videos. I have one pretty good idea that we're going to go through. Like once I hit 25 Ross finds of the week, we're going to go through all 25 and see what has actually sold or not. Quite a bit of them have sold. So we're going to make sure they have sold or not and kind of break those finds down. We're going to go through the prices, what they sold for, what my profit was, and we'll go through every single one of those videos. So I want to do that next month. And also I can probably share my the little form thing that I use, I guess, to see your profits and break that down. Let's see, going back up. Have a hard time receiving feedback from buyers on eBay. Do you have any advice to ensure feedback? You can probably tell them, I guess, right when you ship out your item, like, I appreciate it if you can leave me positive feedback when you get your item, or please let me know when if you have any issues with it or something like that. Some people, they'll put in like a little business card or like a little paper or something in there when they ship it out and says, please leave me feedback once you've received it, or let me know how the experience was and stuff like that. So you could do something like that, but I have a lot of buyers that don't leave me any feedback either. So I think it's just part of the game. And Amazon FBA is even worse. They don't leave any feedback, hardly anything. Have you found any success flipping large sizes? Yes, I have. I think the last thing I sold were like those Kobe 10s. They were a size 14, and they sold within like 2 hours that I posted them on eBay. So size 14 will still sell. Large sizes will still sell. Anybody here finding Kobe 9 elites lately? A lot of people have, like Alex Soto said, $80, but he passed. Found some KD eggnogs. We did see those too. Same thing with the LeBrons. How much did you sell them cat ear headphones? I found some for 50. I think that's how much they were at Ross. I think they were like 50. Were they 49 or 39? But they had them on there for a pretty decent price on FBA. I still need to ship out like a bunch of stuff for FBA, so haven't even done that. Most of the stuff I've been doing has been eBay lately. So let's see. A Mellow Kid, thanks for a Larry Johnson jersey. No problem. I think that was like when I first started to list some brand new Hustler Hacks videos. I did a giveaway, and he won that jersey. Have an Oakley jersey I could buy? No, unfortunately, I don't have an Oakley jersey, but would be pretty cool. Oakley jersey or Ewing jersey or something. All right, so let's talk about what we wanted to talk about for this show. Going into Ross, breaking down the sections. What's the first section you guys walk into? For sure, when I walk in, I go straight to the men's shoes because I know I don't want to lose out on something. Like, if I don't know who's already been there scoping out the place, I don't want to lose out on anything. So I go straight to the men's shoes to see what they have. So I'll look at that. And then after that, I'll probably go to the kids' shoes and then see what they have there, because grade school shoes will still sell well if you know what to look for, what they're selling for, looking up the prices, and just doing your research, really. I think the grade school shoes are probably like the next best thing. After that, I will go to men's clothing. And Ross Find of the Week, what's today? Wednesday? Tomorrow, you will see... let's see. I finally posted that thing that I had in the bag, and I said I didn't leave empty-handed, and it's camo with stars on it. You guys have been asking me about it, and if you know my eBay, then you know that those things did sell recently. I sold one for $75, the other one for $99, and it was only $20 at Ross. So that will be tomorrow. Ross finds of the week. That's our main find. But kids shoes, like I said, you can always do well there too. Always look for like anything that's, man, it seems like a lot of those prices have been going up though, like $39.99, stuff like that. Some kid shoes will be like $22, $23. That's probably like a better deal, but I wouldn't overspend when it comes to the kids shoes. I'd rather spend like good amount of money on men's shoes if you know what to find there, because that would always bring in pretty good money. Let's see. So after that, I think a lot of people have also asked me about like the caps and all that stuff, like New Era. I know a lot of different hats I have sold. I sent those in to Amazon FBA and they sold pretty good. Doing the snapback caps, the New Era fitted hats, those sold good. And some guy, I think locally, like on Craigslist, he kind of did his own hustle and was I think he bought like quite a bit of like NFL, NBA teams. I think they're like what, $9.99 there at Ross for most of those New Era hats, and I think he was selling them for like $20 or something. And if that's like a little hustle you want to do and sell those on the side and meet up people, then all for it. You can make at least an extra $8 to $10 on them. But for the hats, I did sell one recently, but I haven't gone back and really look at a lot of the hats because especially like on eBay, they have been like overloaded on some of the hats. But all right, going back to the feed a little bit. Now I'm like way behind. Did it hurt to get your ears pierced? Yes and no, because I started like when I was like way younger, and then it just kind of like, now I'm trying to like go down in gauge size. So I don't know. We'll see. I might just get rid of them in general. I saw a haircut comment in there too. I know I need to get a haircut. I need to shave it this Friday. I'll finally get a haircut. Let's see. Best Ross to go to in El Paso. We answered that one. Been sub since Kobe 6 video. Nice. So I got the black. I mean the red Kobe 6s at the outlet for like $39. Mitchell and Ness sells well. Yes, it does. Mitchell and Ness, New Era, Nike, just depending on those. Do you list auction only, or do you buy it now, or both? And personally, I do buy it now, best offer, and apparently you'll go up for your best match searches if you do the buy it now best offer. If you do the list auction, I think only someone like Soul Supremacy, some of these people that have like a huge following that have been doing auctions for a long time are the ones that are going to make good money on it, because a lot of people don't have the patience to wait there for an auction to end, especially like 7-day auctions, 10-day auctions. I'd probably just be like, you know what, cool, I'll watch it, but if another one comes up as a buy it now or a best offer, for sure I'll just wait until something like that happens and then just buy it off of somebody, because you don't want to wait another 7-10 days just to get a jersey or shirt or whatever you're buying. So you don't want to wait that long. Shout out to Julian. Was this from High School Basketball Talk? What's up? Kobe 6 was $36. That's true. It was 36. Let's see. Cardell King, I didn't hear the answer though. Go to the Ross Bassett Center. That's probably the best Ross you can go to find stuff. Roger says, I used to do best offer, but a lot of people did not pay. That's the thing though with best offers, is that you'll get a lot of low ballers. Like you'll have like a jersey for $50 and someone has to go in there and do like 15. So it's up to you if you want to block them. If you want to block these low ballers so they know that you're not going to just waste time, then you can do that. I always look at like feedback when it comes to the best offer. If someone comes in with like a 0 feedback, then I probably won't accept their offer. I will tell them though that like I'm denying your offer unless you're going to do like immediate payment, then I'll lower the price on the actual listing, but you have to do buy it now. And if you don't do buy it now, then obviously it's just going to stay there until someone buys it. But I'm not going to be, wasting time waiting for somebody to, um, send me an offer and then not pay. Like it's just a huge waste of time. But I always look at feedback and make sure they're actually legit. So, let's see. Ivan, do I have to file tax for eBay? Yes, unfortunately. I think through PayPal, if you go over like 10,000 in sales, or $10,000 at least have gone in and out of your account, then they will send you a 1099 form that you must, submit, and when you're doing your taxes. But you should do it anyway if you're making extra money, even if it's like an extra $1,000 that you did for the year, $2,000, something. You still have to, just submit that you had this extra income coming in, just to be on the safe side. But that's a thing though, that like they're trying to figure out how they can do this, because a lot of people are making money online. And like if you buy something from the swap meet and you're putting on there that you got it for $10 because you're saying that for tax purposes, but in reality you got it for $3. I mean, you can write it down, but you're not going to have a receipt for any of that stuff. So that's why it gets a little complicated when people are trying to figure out taxes and how the IRS can make money from you and get the money back, because you're not going to have receipts for a lot of that stuff. So they're trying to keep track of all that, and it's going to be tough. Do you buy women's designer shoes? And I haven't. I think I did try like Coach shoes 2-3 years ago, and they did sell. But then I know Ross ended up getting a whole bunch of them and random prices too. I'm pretty sure there's quite a bit of Coach shoes that you can flip. You just got to do the research on them. And I guess I just go in with what I know, in Jordans and Nikes and Adidas and stuff like that. It's just easier for me. That's what I know. But if I had more time and I was doing this full time, or maybe I was in there, quite often, I could spend some quality time looking at everything. I'm pretty sure you can find some high quality, Michael Kors or Coach, all that stuff to sell. Let's see, which is the best? Marshalls is the best in NYC. I've never been there, so I don't know which one. I did go to the Las Vegas Marshalls, and they didn't have anything, but they did have some pretty cool stuff at the two Rosses that I went to that were on the strip though. I probably should have done a video like that, but I was on the honeymoon, so I wasn't. I was still sourcing and looking around, but I didn't film anything or anything like that. But they actually had quite a bit of cool stuff there at the Rosses there in Las Vegas. I bet you could dominate in Las Vegas if you were there in general, because they have a lot of different Ross stores and outlet malls. I don't know what else that you can just source like crazy and find stuff there. So if you live in Vegas, I know you can probably dominate. Let's see. You left some shoes behind because they were a size 13. Thought no one would buy them. I would still pick up a size 13. I think Ray is right on point though. Size 9 through 11 do sell way faster, but I wouldn't exclude the people that wear a size 12 or 13, because those have done pretty good for me too. But I think for sure, yeah, like 9 through 11 men's shoes, those will sell the quickest. But like I said, 12, 13, they're still good. Just depends on the price and the model, what shoe it is. Do you go to the Marshalls here in El Paso? And if you do, what was your best find? I go to, most of the time I go to the Marshalls right there on Bassett Center. I live closer to the Marshalls by I guess like the Super Target over here, on this side of far east side of town. I did find like a Mitchell and Ness Cowboys jacket that I think I got it for 100 and sold it for like 250. This is where I need to go back to my old school pictures that I have in the hard drive of all the stuff that probably like the bigger finds. I think would be pretty cool to share. So just like I did with the Jordan video, like a top 5 Jordan finds of all time. Like I'm probably gonna have to go back and do some of that for some of like Ross finds or Marshall's finds, like the biggest ones that I've bought and sold. I think jackets are probably like the best bet when it came to a lot of that Marshall stuff. Gabriel, which thrift store should I hit up for vintage shoes and maybe even t-shirts? Family Thrift Center is pretty good. That one. Where else? The West Side has like a new Goodwill too. That one's closer to like the outlet mall. Um, that one is like a new one. Some stuff here and there. There's another Goodwill out there too in the far west side. You just have to go to pretty much when you're looking at vintage stuff. I mean, Goodwill, Savers, that's pretty much what we have when it comes to that stuff. So you'd have to go as many times as possible there too. So, um, I'd probably just go as many times to those two stores because we really don't have anything else here in the city. So, um, let's see. I live in Vegas. I went to the Ross in Craig and found nothing. I don't know. I guess it depends on. You know what? I think I found some of that Miami Dolphins stuff. In Vegas, and just different like NFL team stuff when I went to that one. And I think the other one was a little slower, but the one a little bit off the strip had some pretty good stuff to flip. So last week I found, let's see, Riley 44 cards. Last week I found some Concord 11 size 9 for 60 at Plato's. And I think I found Concord 11s for kids. Um Man, when was that? That one was quite a bit though, like at least like 2 years ago at Plato's Closet, and they were like 25 bucks. Great shape too. Ended up selling them locally at what was it, Craigslist for like 140 or something like that. But it's crazy. Plato's Closet don't have that kind of stuff. A message, Kale, does it help to become friends with a Ross employee or have you? Um, I I started to meet people really just because of the channel, and I didn't know anybody other than that because they noticed me from the channel. I probably wouldn't have met anybody, but I'll say what's up to Carlos. I know he works at one of the Rosses that I go to, and he just noticed me because of the channel. And I think what was it on Monday. So on Monday, I went to the Ross off the Gateway on Viscount. If you live in El Paso, you know which one that one is. I went to that one, and then I ended up finding one of the Ross finds of the week that will happen probably in 2 weeks. I found that one, and then the I guess girl lady manager at the register, she was like getting the shoes and taking off all the tags, all that stuff. And she's like, "So, like, this is it for the day?" I was like, yes. Just sounded kind of weird. I was like, "Yeah, just this one pair." And she's like, "You don't have any like cameras or anything on you?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "Oh, well, we know who you are and what you're kind of what you're looking for and stuff like that. And we've seen your videos." I was like, "Oh, that's cool." But I don't think it really helps, I guess, unless maybe they could somewhat hook you up. But if you work there, then I think that's even better because I know they have like a day to where they can, I guess, whatever they buy is like 40% off, like their employee fee, employee little discount thing. So it's like 40% off whatever they want. So I know they take advantage of that big time. But working there though, I think is crazy. Have you seen how crazy and dirty Ross gets at times? Like stuff all over the place, especially during Christmas time. That place is insane. Probably the only main benefit I would think of working there is to get that discount. But even then, I think they only let them use it like one day out of that month. So if you don't find anything that day, then you're kind of screwed. But I'd probably try to go to like every Ross possible during that day to make it. But that's as far as I know when it comes to like employees and people working there. Found some Air Maxes 2014 for 40 bucks. Is that a price to pick up and resell? I think that's a pretty good price. I think most of them Air Max 2016 I did find recently. 2015 I have seen them, and most of the time they're like 69, 79 bucks. So I'm pretty sure you just got to do a little bit of research on it to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that was 40 bucks depending on the model. I'm pretty sure they'll sell for like 90 to 100 bucks if it is one of the popular, I guess, colorways and size. So I'll just do the research on it and see. I was at Ross and someone found some foams. I did not even notice them. Still kind of mad. 49.99. Were they for men's? I'm guessing if they were 49, there might have been they might have been for men's. But yeah, apparently people have been finding some foam posits recently. I haven't found any foam posits at Ross in the last 2-3 weeks I've been going. I haven't seen any foam. So all right, so the we talked about going to like the hats. When you're in the hat section, those will sell. Usually in that same section, Ross will have weird, I guess. I don't know why it's always in the men's. I guess they considered that everything that has to do with like washing cars or tools or random stuff like that will be in the men's section. There in that section, they also have like random sporting goods stuff. I don't know if you've seen like soccer balls, basketballs, footballs. They'll have that there. I know recently someone and some other people on Instagram have been finding like Nike baseball gloves. I think they're like 39, 49, 59, and some of those will sell for like 125, 130, 140 range. I did find one. What was it? Marshalls on the west side about 2 years ago. It was like this Nike Elite baseball glove, and it went down on clearance because no one had buying it because it was like a right-handed glove, and it ended up being, I think, what, 49 or 39 bucks. Went down on clearance. It actually came with like a little bag and all that stuff, and I think it ended up selling that one for like 150 on eBay. So that's kind of like the weird random stuff too that you'll find once in a while if you go to that little section where they have tools, car stuff, and I don't know, sporting goods now. So you might want to check there. They do have some stuff there that you can definitely flip. All right, back to the questions. Eduardo says, what kind of ROI should I get for on shoes? And people have different business models. You know, if you're going to risk 40 bucks, how much do you want to get back? Some people, to them, if they spend 40 bucks, they would like to get at least 15 or more. Some people want to definitely get 25 to 30 or more. And it also depends on like bulk and how much you're buying. Personally, I like to stick to like the 40% rule. It doesn't happen all the time, but I think 40%, as far as like your price increase and you get that 40% profit, I think is worth it. Most of the time you're probably not going to get like 100% ROI when it comes to like those type of Ross finds if you're spending 49 or 59 bucks, but totally up to you on what your business model is, what you're willing to risk. But I wouldn't spend, 80 bucks for the Kobe 9 Elites to only get 15 back. You're risking $80 to get 15. It's just not worth it. But it's up to you and what you find and what your model is. Let's see. Eric Ramos, what's up? Miguel Castillo, what's up? Saying, what's up, bro? Where does Ross base their pricing on? And I don't know, like I think that was one other video that I'm probably going to come out with, which is like why are Ross process why are the like the Ross prices seem to be going up. And to answer your question, that's just because, not because of my videos or anybody else's videos, because like, oh, they're catching on to you because everybody knows about it. It's actually because if you noticed, the retail prices on these shoes have gone up a lot. We're talking LeBrons for 200, 220, 230. So when when they buy these in bulk from Nike, they're going to have to make some type of money. That's why you see LeBron's priced at like 69, 79, because retail on these were so high that it's kind of like, Ross can't sell them for dirt cheap like they used to when it came to Nike shoes, because those retail at the time were made like 125, 130. I think it's more reasonable when it comes to those type of prices. So now, Ross can make some money off of that. But super high retail, same thing with Marshalls. When you saw the LeBron 12s for $100, that's because retail on them was just super high. So that's really like, kind of like, I think with the price there, someone had the rumor out there that they go off of like half, that Ross, that they're, instead of 40% like what we're trying to do, they're going for 50%. So apparently they try to double their prices. But I don't know if that's true or not. I think someone just kind of threw that rumor out there, but who knows? Might be. um Making sure. Okay, I thought I was frozen for a little bit, so if I'm still good, then I'll keep talking. But all right, let me go up on here. What's up, Kenneth? Just got home listening on my phone. And the Soul Goal, yeah, I found some super nice Nike baseball glove for men. Not sure if it was worth it, but great quality. But I actually use it. Maybe should have sold. Only paid 15 because of no tag. Well, if you got a super good deal on it and you use it, then at least you're putting it to good work. Because a lot of Ross finds happens all the time. You don't want to sell everything. Some things you just gotta keep, especially if they have it in your size, because that seems like it never happens. At least for me, like at least a size 11, like super hard to find. Like most of the stuff I find is like, size 9 and stuff. So Jaden says hi. Ray says he agrees. I think it's on the price thing, on how high the retail prices are. Bella Ortiz, when does Ross Burlington restock? What are the days we should go? We answered a little bit about that earlier, and I think for sure I would go during the week because they're just so random when they do their restocks. I don't think they have a certain date. At least what I've talked to certain employees too, they told me that that the certain stores have certain trucks coming in. Some of them will be huge trucks, some of them will be small trucks. And I think it's like when it comes to retail stuff, very similar to when I was in college. I worked at Toys R Us, and I used to have to unload the truck. And when I unloaded the truck, sometimes it would be like half-size trucks. Some of them are full-size trucks and just pallets and pallets of stuff. And I think that's pretty much the same thing for most of the retail stores, at least those huge retail stores. And that it's just totally random. Like they didn't have a set schedule on like, trucks coming every single Wednesday. It wasn't like that. It was like, hey, you got to work on Tuesday because a truck's coming in. Hey, you got to work on Friday because a truck's coming in. Okay, cool. But they wouldn't do it like that to where, oh, every single Wednesday at this time a truck is coming in. So I think it's random when you're talking about retail stores. And I think during the week though is probably the best time to go to. I've never seen a full retail store just coming with a whole bunch of stuff like Ross and Marshalls on a Saturday or Sunday. I hardly see it because I think that's also because their stores are usually busier during those times on Saturday and Sunday. You have more families going in to shop. They don't want to be in their way trying to restock things. So they want to restock things during the week so that they're ready for the weekend. If that makes sense. Let me go up. What's up, Bisel? Sorry if I messed up your name, but respect what you do, man. Thanks. And thanks for coming in, watching the show, and joining in the chat. Gabriel, any out of the ordinary products that you've made profit on that you didn't expect to? Not really, because I try to stick with what I know, and then I'll try to like learn other stuff. But I can tell you something that I didn't make money on that I thought I was, which was like these like Skull Candy Miami Heat headphones. I think I paid quite a bit for them, and they just did not sell at all. They were like they were selling pretty good on eBay at the time that I picked them up, and then they just like dropped, and then sure enough, I ended up selling them, and I just got my money back. Like I didn't make any money from it. I was hoping I was, but that happens. But more than likely, after you do your research and you're pretty confident in your sales and stuff, your mistakes will be lower, and then you'll have more profits coming in more than anything, because it happens. Bonafide hustler here. So here he is in the chat working on some stuff for him. And check out his t-shirts that he's selling right now. I designed it for him. Different amount of t-shirts he has on sale on Amazon right now. So check that out. And Bonafide, how's the new house? Pretty good. I've been able to have my own like office in here now, so I don't have stuff completely all over the place. Now I have like a little setup. I can take pictures for eBay and all my lighting and all that stuff. So new house has been pretty good. No complaints here. Finally got internet, because apparently I lived super far away that we didn't have internet access yet. I don't know how that happens in 2017, but it did. So pretty good. Ray says random restocks. You can go every day, do it. I definitely agree with him. Gabriel says his Ross restocks are on Tuesday and Wednesdays. So again, Luis says thinking Thursday morning is a good time to go. Always find something good. So it looks like, like Ray said, go every day. Gabriel says Tuesday, Wednesday. Luis says Thursday. All of those are during the regular work week for most people. And I think it'll be less crowded for you too. So Monday through Friday, I'd probably try to go and see what they have, and take a break on the weekends. If you don't want to go to those Rosses, or if they're super far away, then I would go during the week. So I think that would probably help. Let's see. Eduardo says, with your experience, how long would you say it would take you to source a new Ross, or one that you haven't been to in a long time, including clothes, shoes, etc.? And to answer your question, that's just with me being part-time. I think if I was full-time, then yeah, I would spend a lot more time in a Ross and probably like inspect every single section that we're talking about. But most of the time I try to see what's going on, and kind of depending how much time I have, because some of the times I go during my lunch break, and if I go during my lunch break, then it's got to be real quick sourcing. But sometimes that's when you find the best stuff, right? Like that's when you might find Kobe 10s for 29 or 39 bucks, because they'll stick out to you more than anything. You're not really doing a whole lot of research like you would, go through every little piece of clothing. But that's why we say, kind of like what Ray said too, anytime that you can go. Doesn't matter if you only have 15, 20 minutes to spare. If you have that time, go, because you're not going to know what they have if you just skip it and be like, they probably don't have anything good today. I'm not going to go. If you don't go, you're not going to find anything. You're not going to make money during that way. That's almost the same thing that I would probably say for garage sales, because you could pass by a garage sale and say, doesn't look like they really have too much. I'm not going to get off the car. So if you don't get off, you're not really going to know everything that they have, because you just passed by. So spending your extra 15, 20 minutes, go, because you're not going to know what they have unless you get off the car and see. Let's see. Going up. Ray says, I found Grails at Marshall's on Saturdays. High-end soccer cleats is always during the week from Monday through Thursday. So there we go. You heard it. Where do you live, Ray? I'm kind of interested to see where you guys live, where you live, because California maybe or something, because I know California, I've seen a lot of people on Instagram finding crazy stuff in the Cali area. Let me know. Bella says, I found soccer shoes on a Thursday evening. So same thing during the week. Let's see. Is it good to get collaborations to sell? Trying to understand your question a little bit more. If you can kind of like rephrase it, let me know a little bit more about your question. Do you provide private consulting on how to be ungated on Amazon? I live in El Paso. For being ungated though, that's kind of tough, because to sell like Nike, Adidas, all that stuff, I got ungated like 2 years ago, when it was way easier to get ungated on that stuff. And now it's, I think, like $1,500 or something to just submit, or $2,000 or something. You got to submit that amount of money. You got to fill out all this paperwork. They have certain like questions and stuff you got to fill out. It's a lot more difficult than it was 2 years ago. to where like, regular dudes like me or Reezy Resells can get in and be ungated and that stuff. So to be ungated, they actually people used to like offer services too. Like you can pay them $50 and they'll get you ungated. I don't know how they did it. I don't know what they did, but they no longer do that because it is that difficult. So, I mean, I don't mind like meeting up and talking about, business stuff as far as Amazon FBA or merch or eBay goes. Anything I can do, to help as far as any of that stuff. But for ungated, it's like super, super tough when it comes to that. Let's see. Oh, so Ray said he lives in Chicago. So there we go. So Chicago might be pretty good too. I know one that I haven't been to Chicago in like 3-4 years. I actually went for like a business trip, but I'm pretty sure you're making a killing over there because I know Ray's always finding stuff um on Instagram and stuff like that. I want to follow him. So Gabriel says I live in Cali and no heat in the north. So JJ Sampson, change of pace question you may or may not have to answer to. What do you see for the future of this channel? I think for the future of the channel, I just want to do a little bit more to, I guess, like help anybody else that needs help out there that wants to like sell stuff. I want to break down more of like my numbers and literally show you guys the things that I found at Ross or Marshall's or Plato's Closet, pretty much breaking down like older videos and the newer videos and show you this is what the result was. Because I know a lot of the times this might not be just for me, for other YouTubers too. You could say, hey, I found these Kobe 9s. You'd be like, all right, cool. But now what? Did you keep them? Did you resell them? If you did resell them, did you make money off them? Like, I don't want to be like some kind of dude that's just lying to everybody, telling everybody that I buy shoes and I don't sell them, or I don't, or something completely different, because that's not true. I had certain articles and stuff when I did interviews for different websites, like the US News one. I don't know if you guys read that one, but they interviewed me about paying off my student loans just doing this. And that's pretty much how I got out of student loan debt, was just finding stuff at Ross and Marshall's and Plato's Closet and thrift stores and all that stuff, and then just listing it on Amazon and eBay. So that's what I really want to get into as far as like the future of the channel, is like breaking down what actually happened to certain items, and if I did sell it, how much did it sell for, so that everybody can get also like a bigger picture of like fees and shipping and how much that costs, and really showing everything. Because I think that especially the YouTube world, you might get a lot of people wanting you to like buy into things. You might see ads of like, hey, check out how I made, 20 grand in 1 month. But really, they're not maybe 20 grand in sales, but what was your actual profit? How much did you actually spend? What was the shipping? Did you do free shipping? Did you do, did the buyer pay for shipping? I think there's other good YouTubers that have a good example of that, like Rockstar Flipper, or like let's see, who else is there, or like Nicole State, or those, like they have super high amounts of sales for the month, and then they actually tell you how much they actually made, because in sales, that's not how much profit they actually made though. And what's pretty cool is like, yeah, you know what, they're telling you the truth, this is how much we made, and it's not the 20 or 30 grand that you saw in sales, it's the actual profit. And that's really what matters, because if you're selling a bunch of stuff and you're not making any money, then you're really doing this for nothing. So it's all about how much profit you're actually making. So that's really what I want to do coming up, and break that down though. Brian says, easier to do this than Funko Pops. I'll tell you about Funko Pops. Like those, you have a lot of people that are like super picky on the condition, especially when it comes to that stuff. They want to make sure that that the Funko Pops that they get are like mint condition and fully wrapped well, bubble wrapped and all that stuff. Next thing you know, you might get a bad feedback because it had a small dent. It's just that stuff I kind of used to sell in the beginning, but now they make so many of them and people are so picky on the condition that I agree. Like it's way harder to sell that stuff. All right, so I'm 15 and I started selling, but my mom is annoying me so bad because she doesn't think I can make money. But I've already made $200 in profit over the past month and a half. And there we go. So you're 15 years old. I'd say congrats because you're already selling stuff online. I think a lot of 15-year-olds, or at least when I was in high school, I didn't take eBay seriously. I had an eBay account. I bought some stuff here and there, but I didn't take it seriously as far as like reselling. So if you're 15, you're already selling stuff, you're already ahead of the game. I could tell you that much. And don't worry, because my parents didn't think I was going to make any money either on eBay or any of that stuff. I was very close to dropping out of college because I was making money on eBay. And I was like, you know what? I don't really like, why am I going to go to college if I could just sell stuff? And I wasn't even serious about going 100% like going to Ross and sourcing all this stuff. I was only selling those figures that I was like custom painting and stuff, and I was making pretty good money, at least like an extra 40 to 60 bucks profit on each one of those. And I was like, why am I going to go to school if I can just keep doing this and make I don't know how much hundreds per day like just doing this. But I was already like halfway done over halfway done a school, so I was like, you know what? I'll finish this out. Sure enough, it did help me though. At least like Merch by Amazon goes, I was able to, create T-shirt designs. But other than that, um, I would just ignore all that stuff, keep making money, and show the results because that's what's really going to show that you can bring in some cash. Samantha Ortega, I struggle with getting views. I constantly change my titles to no avail. Send me, people have done this too. Send me your couple of links to some of your items you're having trouble with. Hustler Hacks, the number one at gmail.com. I'll help you out and see what I can do to do something to help you out, try to get some sales when it comes to that. Let's see. Ray says, I started selling soccer cleats last year in September. Imagine paying $16.99 to $19.99 a pair and getting 100 to 150 for them. And I know which ones too, especially coming down to like, man, cleats are insane. If you can find the right ones, you can make a killing just on cleats, but also depends on what's in your area, right? Like a lot of cleats in my area, like I only found that one pair in the last who knows how long. You guys saw the videos, but I've seen some people probably like Ray that have found multiple pairs of cleats in multiple colorways, and imagine getting 80, 100, 120 each on some of that stuff. Like it's crazy. I don't even know how Marshalls even makes money on some of those cleats that are like $16.99 or $19.99. That's super cheap. Let's see. Is it just me or a lot of more people going to Ross and Marshalls now that reselling in the last couple of weeks, especially like a lot more people? That's from Slice Work. I haven't seen an increase as far as like people going, but what I have seen is an increase of, I think, like websites in general. Complex, when they brought out the whole fragment ones, that whole thing, a lot of more people were now interested in Marshalls. Some of the bigger shoe YouTubers are doing Marshalls finds now and Ross finds now, which they hadn't been doing that before. I know a lot of people are also getting kind of annoyed by like the fake videos of like, oh, hey, I found the Yeezys here at Marshalls. They were $19.99. And then the screenshot or like a little picture shows the Yeezys with the fake tags or they just put the tag on there. And I know people are getting tired of that stuff. It's like, dude, we know you didn't find Yeezys there. We know you didn't find just ridiculous amount of stuff. Like they just keep doing it for clickbait or I don't know, trying to get attention or something like that. But some of that, I mean, most of that stuff just gets annoying because you're not going to find it. But for the people that do find stuff, you're like, oh crap, this dude just found foams. You're like, That's the stuff you want to see, because you want to see if you're able to find that stuff in your area, and not just a lot of like fake pictures and fake videos and stuff like that. Riley 44 cards, you trade shoes? Yes, I do. Shop Goodwill has a website. So many buyers. Yeah, they do have a lot of like reselling stuff. Is Marshall's best for reselling cleats? I think Marshalls and Ross in general, they have a bunch of stuff. As far as cleats go, that you can sell them, because the only thing is with Marshalls is that you get the box, right? You get the complete box, which will probably help you if you're selling on Amazon. That will help you for sure, because you can send it complete, shrink wrapped or whatever, and you're good to go. But with Ross, you don't have the box, so you're probably going to have to sell a little bit less than what you would if it does have the complete box. So I would say both of them. I would keep track of both of them, especially if they're somewhat near each other. We have a Ross and Marshalls that's like almost near connected, so that somewhat helps. You can go to both of them, but both stores are good to source. Let's see. Is it safe to sell your stuff over just PayPal? Do you do it a safe way? Because I heard that on PayPal they can take their money once they pay it. Yeah, you can, like what Ray said, you can do a PayPal invoice so that you do have some type of seller protection. But you really have to, I would probably put in like a lot of the details. They have like a little section on your invoice. You can put in the little details that no returns, what you're buying, or some type of thing that kind of keeps it safe between you and this buyer. If they could gift you the money, that's even better, because then they can't take the money back. But PayPal invoice is probably your best bet to keep you safe as a seller. More than likely they won't gift you the money, but I wouldn't just go out and let them do something to where they could just get their money back, because it has happened, where people try to rip others off, especially when it comes to PayPal. Let's see. Someone had something about thrift stores or something. The Soul Goal says legit is looks for live clickbaits are the worst. That's the thing that sucks, though. That's for sure something I don't want to do. I don't want to do clickbait videos. Like, it just gets out of control, very cringy, because you really want to see something, and then sure enough, it wasn't even there. I know, it just it's something I don't want to do, and you're not going to see that here, but it is getting very, very popular with clickbait. Hey, I found Yeezys type of stuff. Let's see. Z Cop. I'm more into thrift stores because it's less money up front and less of a risk. Should I move up to more expensive things to resell, like discount stores? My advice is that you can move up to Ross, Marshalls, all that stuff if you have more money to spend. So if you're fine right now with thrift stores because you don't have a lot of money to like reinvest, then in your case, I would add on flea market and garage sales, because thrift store, garage sale, flea market, those are like the low end things that you can spend low money, low risk, and get more money for it down the road. And I think that will help you in the very beginning. That's what helped me not spend a lot of money, like on shoes, $50, $60, $70 shoes, because you might be waiting for that money, or you might need that money when you could be going to garage sales that exact weekend. And then who knows what you could find there, and you could reinvest that. So I wouldn't jump that to that gun unless you have some money to use. Let's see. Selling shoes on Amazon is all about location. I can't find shit in Houston. Yeah, that is true though, because my Marshalls doesn't have a whole lot of stuff going on right now, and they're not doesn't look like they're restocking in a good while. Ray is on here live chat, dominating, answering a bunch of questions. And Ray, like I said, highly recommend him. We've somewhat talked back and forth on comments and stuff on YouTube and on Instagram, and he knows what he's doing. He's found some pretty good stuff at Burlington, Ross, and Marshalls. So I think we left off at like that weird men's section to find stuff. After that, I do go to like women's shoes. It's the same thing. I like to look for a lot of the Adidas, Nike stuff. I did find those tubulars. You guys saw that from another video, but someone had asked, about the high end fashion shoes. Just depending how much money you're putting into it. If they're on clearance, I'd probably pick them up. But if you're looking at Coach shoes, spending 59, 69, some I've seen for 49, really just depends. It may not be worth it. So you'd really have to do your research on that exact shoe before you pull the trigger. Next thing, next to the women's shoes, women's purses, you might see them right in the front. I've sold a couple of Michael Kors purses. That's only because they were on clearance. Most of the time, you will see them for like 120, 150. I've seen some for like 220. More than likely, you're not going to be able to flip those on eBay. And now I think Michael Kors, I think, was super, super popular maybe like 2-3 years ago. It's still popular, but not as popular as it was during that time. Like, I don't think they even had like an outlet store for them. So now they do, and now people can get things a lot cheaper when it comes to like Michael Kors purses and shoes and stuff like that. So I would only know because of the wife, and she likes that stuff a lot. So next to that, I think backpacks, which I have sold. You guys have obviously seen like the Jordan 12 backpacks. Someone had asked me about the KD backpack that I found recently. I found the French blue Jordan 12 backpack, and then I found the Master. I think it was like the black and gold one. So backpacks too. I did sell a couple of backpacks on Amazon FBA JanSport backpacks that sold pretty well too. So there's another section you might not want to ignore. So we broke down those. Next one, women's section. As far as clothing goes, I always like to check like the I hope people always tell me a lot of stuff. I think it's funny because that video got a lot of hits, which was when I wore the GoPro to that grand opening Ross, and I was scanning the sports bras with my Amazon FBA, my seller app, and those sold, by the way. But when it comes to the women's section, like all the sporting gear, that stuff does sell pretty well. Like you'll find like a lot of the Nike shorts, the Nike sports bras, the Nike jackets, windbreaker type of stuff. That stuff does sell pretty good. Some random reason you'll see like those Joe Johnson Nets jerseys there. In the women's section too. I don't know if anybody's flipped those or not, but I haven't flipped them, but I've seen a lot of them. Just like we saw some of the jerseys, right? We did see some of like the Red Wings jerseys there. That Kings jersey, which I did sell, that was in the women's section. But women's clothing, though, that's something I don't know a whole lot of. And I know if that's something that you're into and at least you want to do the research on it, maybe you have, I don't know, sisters and mother's girlfriend, fiance, wife, someone that kind of knows their stuff, and maybe they want to go with you to kind of check out some of the women's clothing. I'm pretty sure you can make money on that too. Like, I just haven't really done a lot of research when it comes to like the women's clothing, but you might find like some like Ralph Lauren stuff. Like I've seen randomly once in a while, you'll see like dresses or pullovers and stuff like that are like down to super clearance, especially like at Marshall's too. And you can make money on that. I mean, there's no doubt, but it's the same thing. Got to do your research on it, depending on what you're already selling. It just totally depends. So let's see, going back. Spider says backpacks are nice. Maybe at least 1K flipping North Face backpacks on Amazon. So there we go. Amazon FBA probably do pretty good on backpacks. Ray's on there answering some questions. Typically better around January and August, but they sell all year round. Gabriel says, I fall in love with my pickups, hard to part with. Tends to happen once in a while with whatever pickups you find. Reese Brooks found Legend Blues at Ross, but they were size 6 and B grade. Did you pick them up though? Because even if they are B grade, Legend Blues are Legend Blues. So let me know if you picked them up though, because that could be one of the videos that I am going to come out with on what I found. Next, let's see. Madden Mobile Shrine, Kansas City Ross have nothing, but when they do, they are cheaper at Foot Locker. Well, that's kind of crazy. I think someone, the Mamba Curials, ended up finding them for $49, and I think at the mall they were 99, and then I think Marshalls ended up getting them for way higher, and I don't know, kind of weird pricing there. Sometimes that probably could happen. JJ Sampson, are you on Snapchat? No, I'm not. And you have to compete with Reezy Spectacles for sure. That guy's dominating when it comes to Snapchat and his spectacles and all that stuff. So no, I'm not on Snapchat, but I do have Instagram. You can follow me there, Hustler Hacks on Instagram if you're not doing it already. I have like 20 something thousand subs and like not even 4,000 followers on Instagram. So if you can follow me on Instagram, you'll see some of my finds and stuff like that. So that will definitely help me out. At least you can keep track of different stuff. So there we go. Instagram trying to load, but there we go. Let's see. Ray says Adidas tent events are also good when the weather warms up. That's true too. We haven't had too many of those for the Adidas tent events, but I have heard some pretty good stuff at different outlet malls. Let's see. Angel says, I want to know if they have any windbreakers, Nike or any brands, because I want to buy a windbreaker. Do they have some? I know I don't have any, but I guess certain stores, I'm pretty sure. Ross, I've seen some, so I know I've seen some there. Let's see. Soul Goal sucks being in small cities though, which I agree. I'm in a small city. We get things that seems like a lot later than everybody else when it comes to like our Ross finds, but it's the same thing, it just depends where you live. In Ray's case, he lives in Chicago. So he might have different things in his area and he's taking full advantage of it, which I would too. I live in El Paso, small city. We don't have a lot of thrift stores, or even I think we have more Rosses than we do thrift stores. And I'm just going to take advantage as much as I can and utilize whatever we do have, in our area. That's pretty much all you can do unless you're going to move somewhere else. But even being in a small city, I love where I live. I'm just going to do the best that I can, in the city that I live in and make the money that I can. Reese, of course, I picked them up. Nice. Especially a size 6. I know you're going to make some good money on them. Ray says if you can come up to if you have a Nike clearance store nearby. So I have a friend, Robert, met him through YouTube, and I think him and his girlfriend or wife near the time used to have a Nike clearance store, which they're different from the factory stores. A clearance store, you're going to find a lot better stuff on sale and for cheap. So if you have a clearance store near you, then I would definitely go through there and see what you can find in the clearance store. And by the way, what's today, 22nd? So tomorrow is, if you have the factory store, 30% off. If you can get one, you can do the friends and family discount on there. So, and I'm going to have maybe 2 extra. And if you're in El Paso, you want to meet up, I can give you 30% off at our factory store. So let me know. Email me, hustlerhacks1@gmail.com. It's only good for the next 4 days. So maybe we can meet up or do something. Let's see. Now I really got to go back. Okay, Slicework, do you agree that posting your Ross finds on Instagram is a good way of getting people interested in buying your shoes? I've never done it, but I might have to start, and I talked to some people who do it. I probably would, but I wouldn't post them with the Ross tag on them. I wouldn't post them without them knowing how much it costs, which that's weird too, because I have seen people literally post, the shoe with the Ross tag, $29.99, and be like, hey guys, it's for sale, $90. And that's the first comment you're going to get is someone telling you like, dude, you got it for $30. So like, I would definitely do it and just put it on there, or maybe have your name be known as like a store or something like that. That's something you do, and that you have different things that you're going to be offering, every other day or so. And not that you're someone that's a hustler, thrifter guy that wants to make money. I would just put it more of like you're a store, you find different things here and there, you have different things for sale, and kind of promote it, utilize hashtags, trying to get some more eyes on it. I think that will definitely help. If you can link it to a store, just like a basic Squarespace website, then that's even better, because then you can just have them go straight to your site and buy it, and not have to deal with PayPal invoices and all that stuff. So that would probably help you out. Next one. I did find a pair of Kobe's for $60, but they were a size 14. I guess it really just depends on what Kobe, because size 14 is a little big, but you might have the right buyer. Now, if they're a Kobe 9, I guess depends on what size. I mean, what style. If they're like what the Kobe's, which people have found too, which I haven't found those, but in that case, in a size 14, I'd probably still pick those up. You could resell those. Solgal actually found some really dope Adidas clearance store. They have random stuff. Picked up some nice Ultra Boost Uncaged for 60% off retail. That's a pretty good deal, especially for those shoes. So there we go. The Adidas clearance store. Let's see. Going down, checking this thing. Let's see. Shuffin Man says, I live in Beaumont. 1/5 the size of El Paso, 2 Ross stores, so I find so items 2 to 3 times per week. But if you're out there hustling, you're doing the best that you can in what you have in your area, and that's all you can pretty much do and ask for. So pretty much dominate everything that you have, anything you can do. You're checking every single week, or every other day or something. Then I think, hey, you're doing the best you can. You're hustling. At least you're out there trying to find stuff. Let's see. Exactly what you said. And every $10, $20 profit is a little more than you had before. And even when I first started out, I was like, I would take $7, $8 than I had before, because I just really wanted to build it up. Now, of course, I'm a little bit more pickier because what I have time for, but especially in the very beginning, you're not going to let go of an extra $7 to $8 profit. You know what I mean? And all right, let me see. Going back up. Let's see. LeBron Soldier 9s, size 16 for $30. Yeah, I think I ended up finding like a size 18. I think once you start getting to like 17, 18, that's just way too big. I would probably just wait until those go down to like super clearance. Let's see. Ray says, I'm telling you guys how much I spend. I never share with my customers how much I paid for them. Some lowballers will hate and try to figure out what you paid and validate their reason why. And that's a good point, because it doesn't really matter what you paid. It's how much that customer is willing to pay for it. It's the same thing that we talked about the Yeezys, right? Like retail, it's totally up to the buyer. If they're willing to pay more, then that's totally up to them. I mean, we know you didn't get Yeezys for 600 and you're going to sell them to me for 600. That's not the way business works. You're going to try to make money on it. You got to make a profit. You got them for retail. You're going to sell them to me for 400, 500, 600, things like that. It's not going to be like, no one's going to make money like that if they if they pretty much sell them to you for retail. Going back up, Kobe 10, size 17 and 18 for $39. Still might be able to make something on them for Kobe 10s, even though they're that big. Let's see. Do the best of what you can for sure. Whoa, now this thing went crazy. Sorry, now I'm going back. Soccer cleats, things like that. Should I pick up Jordans for $50 that are a size 9.5 and go for $90? But they're light purple and yellow black colorway. That just depends on the model. I mean, are they retros? I would put, like, when you're looking for stuff on Ross, at Ross on your eBay app, I would look at, like, did it sell recently? Has it sold in the last 30 to 60 days? If it has, what's the price on them? How much are they selling for? Did these people do free shipping? Did they do plus the buyer has to pay shipping? You know, those things will matter. I would look at who you're currently competing with. If you have some red Kobe 10s size 9, but yet there's also 20 other people selling that exact same shoe, the exact same size, and they're pretty competitive on the price, then I think that you're going to have to really evaluate, like, is this worth picking up or not? Because it might not, now that you got to see all these other people you have to compete with. And then, of course, your buying price. Is it worth it? Are you going to make a pretty good, decent amount of money? If you're spending $50, are you going to make 10 or 15 back? Or are you going to make 25 to 30 back? Totally up to you. But those are the things I'd really look for when you're like looking at your eBay app, when you're there at Ross, if something's really worth picking up or not. So actually, I think part of the I think part of this show was, well, we went through the whole sections pretty much about Ross and what to look for. I think once you start going to like the home section, I don't know, towels and I don't know, bedding and stuff like that, I really don't know anything about, but I can pretty much tell you that if you're selling bedding stuff, then you're shipping a lot, because the boxes for that are huge. But we pretty much broke down most of the sections. I think kids clothes we didn't really talk about. I haven't really sold a lot of kids stuff besides the kids shoes. Some toddler stuff I did send into FBA, like Jordan stuff, and it did not sell. So I think that's the same thing. You just have to look at the rankings for that kind of stuff. But that was part of the show, was part of my main thing that I wanted to talk about. And I did add people to the giveaway because I'm still giving away the tubulars. So the person that had that question, though, now I'm trying to think about it, because I've been doing that for the last couple of videos. I had people that were supposed to qualify for that. And not only that, I was supposed to answer like 2 other questions. So now I'm going to have to answer those through email or something and go back. So let me see. I think I had it. Oh, that's right. The other questions were about, we talk about what to look for, the great items to sell on eBay and Amazon. We talked about that with Ross in general. And then the selling shoes from Marshalls, that was kind of like the last question that I got, that if Marshalls was better for Amazon FBA, for getting it for that. And Marshalls is better for Amazon FBA because they give you the box. You have the full box, you have everything there, so you can just ship it out. But for Ross, though, Amazon FBA is not really going to be that best for you to source, because most of the stuff don't have the original box, or some things might be damaged when it comes to other items that are not shoes. They might be damaged, and that's going to be tough to ship out to Amazon FBA too, because they like their stuff to be like super clean, fresh items to resell. They don't like damaged or things that people are trying to pass off as brand new when they're slightly used or and things like that. You can save that stuff for eBay. So but there we go. We went off for like another hour and 15 minutes. We're supposed to only do an hour show. We just keep going and going. I think there's a lot of questions, and I try to answer as many people as possible, but pretty good turnout. I think it's been getting better and better every show. A lot more people coming in and asking certain questions. So anything that I can do. Eduardo says, would you jump on 40% ROI on a shoe that's only sold 3 or less in the last 60 days? And yeah, that's tough, because man, that means only 3 of them in the last 2 months or so. I would probably end up passing on them unless you're willing to be super patient on it. And Ross I don't do a lot of returns, but Ross will let you return if you have the original receipt and the tag, all that stuff. But it could happen. And I don't know. That's totally up to you, but I'll probably pass on something like that. And Salty, what's up? I know we've been kind of talking, I think, on Instagram and stuff like that. He says, what amount of profit do you usually look for in shoes? We talked about that, usually about 40%. What do you do with the pen on the shoes that Ross puts on? And that's a totally different video that we did not too long ago. So check out that video. I'll show you how to do it and get rid of the marker. Let's see. What if you buy shoes for $40 and they go for 80? How much will you make for a profit if you're paying for shipping? That one's going to be real tough. I can even do the math for you right here, because you're doing 80 bucks. Now, if you're spending 40, is that with tax? Are you still paying tax? Like, that's a totally different too. So $80 minus 13% is what I do for eBay and PayPal fees. That is already $10.40. Now you're down to $69.60. Now we're assuming on the high end that shipping is gonna cost you 12 bucks. It really just depends. 8 bucks. Just depends. Let's say on the high end, 12 bucks shipping. Now you're down to 57. Let's say you did spend $40 plus tax. Then you're looking at about 44 bucks, more or less, at least Texas, my area. So you're looking at about $13 profit, and you spent 40 bucks. So it's less than the 40%, but it's totally up to you. If you want to make that call, you could still make 13 bucks, unless it was a really, really popular shoe that you think you can get rid of quick. Then that's your call. But that's what the number breaks down, what the numbers break down to. And going back a little bit further, someone said something about what days for Burlington. Fulmer Simpson as an employee in one of his last vlogs. I'll probably have to check that out, though. I know Fulmer Simpson did like a 2-part series or something with Marshalls or something like that. I know he got a lot of hits when it came to Marshalls stuff. Frags and Pentacles were found at Marshalls, and that's pretty much what got like a lot of these shoe tubers to start going and looking at Marshalls and stuff, because a lot of the times I don't think a lot of them really like paid attention to Ross and Marshalls and that stuff until, like I said, Complex did a whole story about it. People started finding fragment ones and the Pentacles, things like that. So it started getting built up more and more. Madden Mobile Shrine, do you like legit looks for life? I've never met Tim in real life, but we've talked to each other through email and stuff like that. He seems like a really cool guy. I told him that I'd hang out with him, when I get to go to like San Antonio or something. So, hopefully I will go out there and we can do like a collab video or do something. So, but I don't know. I think there's a mixture on everybody. I mean, not everybody's going to like every single YouTuber. There's a lot of people that don't like me, and then there's people that don't like him and everybody else. So I don't know. I mean, I think it would be pretty cool to meet him, and who knows when that'll be. Let's see. I always budget $12 for shipping, 10% for eBay fees. So there we go. That's kind of similar to what we did. So 10% for eBay, 3% more or less for PayPal, and then shipping fees. And sometimes that could help you out. Sometimes it doesn't. If you want to charge the customer for shipping, I don't know. I've seen it both ways. Customers want to pay for shipping. Sometimes they want to go straight for free shipping. Really just depends on that customer, but I don't think that you're going to lose sales by charging shipping. I usually don't. I've just fallen through that same thing that I've done through for years, which is like offer free shipping, but then I mark up the price higher so that I know what I need to meet. And that goes the same thing for like for a best offer. If I have a best offer coming in, cool, but I'm definitely going to consider how much I'm actually going to be making. That's why I keep track of how much I'm spending so that I know I'm actually making money on it. And you'll see these dudes, they'll try to do it all the time when it comes to the best offers. They'll send you a best offer of, let's say your item is 50 bucks. They'll send in the best offer, 20 bucks. And then I usually deny it. And then another one will come in at like, and then he'll try again, 25 bucks. I'll deny it. And then they'll try again. Now they're at like, they'll try to tempt you. Now they're closer to like 40 bucks. And then I'll respond, 45 bucks is the lowest I'll go. If you want it, cool. And then they'll come back with $40 still. they still want to try to tempt you, try to do it, I'll still deny it. I'd be like, dude, you had your chance, deny it. And then once after three submissions, they can't do it anymore. So, stay positive and strict on how much money you have to make. Don't give in to one of these customers that wants to lowball you just because you want to get rid of the item. It's not worth it. You want to make the money. That's the whole point of doing it and the whole point of selling. So don't give in to a lot of these low ballers. They'll keep testing you too. And Diana sells on eBay. I charge a flat rate for $5.75 for the first pound. $2 more per pound after that. And that could work too, because I think most of the shoes are like 2 pounds more or less. So it just really just depends. And Ray says, keep the deals coming. Salute you, bro. So there we go. Thanks, Ray, for being on the chat. We're going to end this pretty soon too, and answering a lot of the questions out there, because you've been making pretty good money out there. And I think you put your Instagram on there again. If you want to put that down there again, people can follow you to see different stuff that you've been finding. So, and Salty, quick question: is it okay to put auction for shoes? Do you usually do buy it now? I usually do buy it now. And then Bello says Monday through Friday works, or Thursday works best for me in the evenings for shoes. So definitely, Ross, I would go during the week. Weekends usually they're jam packed, so I try to skip the weekends, but random prices throughout the week is always good for Ross. You want to go there. All right, so tomorrow, Ross finds of the week, and you guys will see whatever I found is that camo item with stars that was $20. You guys will see that. And then Monday, I have a pretty cool find that I found today that you guys will see on that Monday video. Ross finds of the week on Thursday. And any other tips, anything that you guys want to know, you guys want me to do a video on, let me know. You can tell me Instagram, you can tell me through email, you can tell me on any of the comments of my videos, any certain tip that you're not really too sure about that you think will help you make money on eBay. Let me know. I could probably do a video about it if it's something that I can probably relate to or show tips on when it comes to the eBay stuff. So there we go. Follow Ray on Instagram, Ray of Hope 1019. You can see his finds and stuff like that too. And then you can also follow me on Instagram, Hustler Hacks. And there we go. Ray Buena's is YouTube videos too. And what is the video for the marker? That one was only like last week or two ago. Here it is right here. It's even on my preferred videos on the side. How to remove marker from Ross finds shoe bottoms. There we go. And you can find that one. So thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you next week. My name is Glenn with Hustler Hacks. Ross finds of the week tomorrow. Go out and get it.